Preparing for PMP exam? Let's nail schedule management knowledge area in under 3 minutes. So when it comes to schedule management, PMP loves questions on processes, tools and techniques. So there are six schedule management processes. First is schedule management plan. Well, it's essentially a game plan, all that you would do to ensure that the project stays on track and that the project finishes on time. So once you have the schedule management plan created, what follows is identifying the activities that you need to do in order to complete the project. So this is the second process. Third process is, well, once you identify those activities, you kind of have to sequentiate them, identify the relationships between them, identifying the dependencies between them, and the output of sequence activities would be nothing but a schedule network diagram. So once you have the activities identified and sequenced, what you do next is estimate the duration of these activities. And there are several techniques that could be used. One could be parametric estimation, analogous estimation, 3-point estimates, bottom-up estimates. And once you have the estimates of these activities, what follows is develop schedule. And when you develop the schedule, you got to know the critical path. So what is critical path? It's nothing but the list of activities, a string of activities, the duration of which, when you add them up, is longest than any other path onto the schedule network diagram. So once you have the critical path, you gotta also learn something called as float. Now float is nothing but the permissible delay that any other activity apart from the activity which is on critical path that is allowed to slip without causing delay to the entire project. So with critical path slip, there is also something called as early start, early finish, late start, late finish, using forward passing, backward passing techniques. There is, you got to learn. These are very pretty simple, straightforward techniques. Post that, you also should know what is lead and lag. Lead is nothing but, well, a jump start the successor activity can have before the predecessor activity finishes. And lag is nothing but a purposeful delay added between predecessor and successor activities. So with after lead and lag, you have something called a schedule that is developed, and well, oppose that as the actual project executes, you got to control the schedule. If there is a deviation with respect to the schedule baseline, you got to control them using all the tools and techniques that were previously used in develop project process. And let's say if there is some deviation and there is a likelihood of delay happening, there's also something called as schedule compression techniques. There are two of these that the exam could have questions on. First is crashing, the other is fast tracking. Crashing is nothing but throwing additional resources to ensure that the activities finishes on time, and fast tracking is nothing but parallelizing those activities, essentially executing those activities in parallel which are otherwise meant to be sequential, just so that you can save some time. However, there is a risk of redoing some of the work. With that, you finish the control schedule process, and with that, you're one step closer to earning your PMP degree.